Hello, hello, my beautiful Geminis. Welcome in, welcome back, welcome to my channel. I am Lisa, and this is North Star Energy Healing. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the full blue moon in Sagittarius happening on Sunday. This will be uploaded on Friday the 29th, and then Sunday is that full blue moon in Sagittarius. Some interesting things here about that blue moon. I'm not an astrologer, so I did look up a few things. It's called a blue moon. Well, I knew this. It's called a blue moon because there are two full moons in the month of May. The first one was on May 1st or May 2nd, and then the 31st is the second one. A blue moon, whenever we have a blue moon, it's a lot more high energy than, one full moon in a month. So be prepared to feel a lot of energy, a lot of adventurous type feelings, a lot of truth seeking. Sagittarians are all about the truth. If you lie to a Saggy, it's really hard to get back into their good graces. I know because I'm a Sagittarius and that's how I feel. I don't like people who lie to me or lie to anybody. I don't like lies. Anyway, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion. So we could be looking at feelings of expanding or maybe it's just going to come into our awareness and our awareness is going to be expanded, right? This is a really good time for this moon. Last night, I watched The Age of Disclosure on Netflix. It's a documentary that interviews government officials regarding sightings and different things that have gone on that we haven't been allowed to know about. And I was pretty blown away by that. That was released actually in November of 2025, but I just got around to watching it. And on June 12th, the movie Disclosure Day by Steven Spielberg is going to be released. This is labeled as a sci-fi movie, but you'll have to use your own discretion when you watch it. I'm really looking forward to it. I think The Age of Disclosure that was released on Netflix a few months back was kind of prepping us for this new information that's going to be coming through 26 and 20. Well, disclosure's been happening a lot since 2023, but 26 and 27, as it has been told by people under hypnosis, by channelers, psychics, and mediums, that lots of things are going to become more believed. I'm trying to watch my words. So this full blue moon is probably ushering in some new awarenesses and new expansions on what's going on around us and in the universe. So I'm using the Dragon Riders Oracle as well as the Council of Horses because we're in the year of the Fire Horse. Expansion, adventure, truth, right? So the card that came out of the Dragon Riders for you, Geminis, Landa and Clarita. Number 20. 20 pairs down to a 2. Balance and choice. Life on Earth is a heroic journey. Mastering the visible and the earthly is as important as mastering the invisible and the mystic. I can't believe the cards that have been coming out for this. But yeah, so some things have seemed or are or have been invisible to us, but that's going to change soon. So what we've thought of as mystic things may become actual tangible things, let's say. Mastering the visible and the invisible is kind of what this card is saying. Okay, let me see if I can hold it up while I... Everything that you encounter on your life journey is pointing the way, guiding you on the path of your soul. It is not just spiritual work such as meditation and performing rituals that will show you the way, but what takes place in your everyday life, daily tasks, conversations with other people, and creative actions. This path leads to success, abundance, and ultimately a fulfilled and happy life. Those who only look outside themselves are as unlikely to find this path as those who only look within. To be the hero or heroine of your own life, sorry, Experience all that it offers, as wisdom and greatness can be found in all things. Wisdom and greatness can be found in all things. Yes, and we're going to find that out. Beautiful, right? I love the white dragon, of course. My guide is a white dragon, one of my guides. All right, I'm going to pause the camera and we're going to pull some tarot. Okay, my beautiful Geminis, you can see that the Council of Horses card is there. This morning before I started my readings, I just pulled that deck down because of what's going on, maybe because of me watching that documentary last night. But anyway, and the card that came out, I was just reading it and looking at it, and my guide said, this is the card for every sign. So the Mystic Horse, and funny how you got a card that has to do with mystic and non-mystic things. My guides are never wrong. Anyway, so we'll look at that at the end. Whoops. We'll look at that at the end. 5 of Swords, 10 of Wands, Temperance, the Sagittarius card, Knight of Wands. Felt like something else, but no. Action, passion. Fast-moving stuff here. The Moon. Oh, boy. Geminis, really feel into that full moon on the 31st. Sunday the 31st, because you have the Moon card there. So that could be an indication that it's going to be a big day for you. There's going to be lots of energy that day. Okay, let's see. And the Knight of Cups. Oh, the 8 of Cups. Excuse me. All right, so building on that Myths and Reality card from the Dragon Riders. 5 of Swords. Okay, 5s are change. 5s are change. Swords are communication, air signs. Now, I'm using this Celestial Tarot because I use it whenever there's a week that has a new moon or a full moon in it. And this is a very positive deck. Some of the cards that are kind of negative in other decks, they're very positive or shown in a more positive light in this deck. So you see there are 3 people there. These each have 2 swords. He has a sword that he's pointing. They don't really look a lot like swords, but I guess they're supposed to be. His sword is pointing toward the moon. I love it, especially where we're talking about that full moon. So he's pointing at that full moon with his sword. The other 2 seem to be listening to him. This card gives me the feeling of teaching, right? So he is trying to maybe change their minds about something. He's trying to tell them something and talk to them about something. Swords is communication. To change their view, their point of view, their perspective, something like that happening in this card. So Geminis, this could happen. Maybe somebody is going to try to change your perspective or vice versa, right? This coming week, first week of June. Not putting dates in the titles because my guides told me that time is irrelevant, and whenever somebody is drawn to the title, that's when they need to see it. Next, you have the 10 of Wands. Now, in this person looks very carefree. He's looking at like a starburst up there. 10s are completing a cycle and starting a brand new cycle. He's just walking casually. In a lot of the decks, it shows somebody like bent over, like really having a hard time, but not this one. He's taken his wands. He is full of passion about what he's doing, and he is walking on, getting ready to deliver these wands and be done with this part of whatever he's doing. So Geminis, this week you could be finishing something up, putting it to bed, putting it to rest, getting done, and then moving on with something different. Next card is Temperance. This is the card of perfect balance. This is the card of adding something to balance it out, right? So you may need to add more work. You may need to add more rest. You may need to add more money. You may need to add more joy. Whatever it is that you feel like you need to add to your life to balance things out is what it is for you. It's going to be different for everyone. Temperance can also be Sagittarius, and that full moon is in Sagittarius. So again, we have the full moon here, and I think you have another, and you actually have the moon card. So Geminis, I really feel like this is going to be important for you. Why did I put that there? That goes there. So 5 of Swords, some sort of teaching, changing a perspective about something. 10 of Wands, getting finished up with something. You're very passionate about it. You're action oriented. You're a go-getter in this card. Then Temperance, Sagittarius energy, adding something to balance it out. Then you have this Knight of Wands, really fast moving energy, right? So the Knight of Wands, he is galloping toward whatever he needs to do. His cape almost looks like it's on fire, right? His wand is on fire. He is on fire. Like, I am going to do this no matter what. I'm going to get this done. And he goes and gallops ahead. Then you have the moon card. Interestingly enough, it's not depicted as a full moon in this one. And we have 2. Now, those could be wolves or dogs, right? They almost look like huskies, or what are those white? Siberian huskies are white, right? But the moon, this is Pisces energy, which is a lot of love and nurturing energy, right? Pisces are very even-tempered, types of personalities typically. But the moon is what we dream about at night, but it's also things that we don't see, right? Things that are hidden from us. Again, with Age of Disclosure and Disclosure Day, I feel like a lot of this has to do with that. And then you have the 8 of Cups. More loving, nurturing energy, right? The 8 of Cups, though, is an emotional walking away from something, right? All these emotions have built up. She's got 1 cup off to the side. She's kind of ready to leave that emotion, whatever it is. It could be grief, pain, hate, discontent, guilt, whatever that emotional feeling is for you, Geminis. This full moon is going to allow you to release that. You're going to be releasing some sort of emotional connection or some sort of emotional bind, something emotional that you've been holding on to. It's time to let it go. You need to send it out into the universe up to that full moon. So you have a full moon in this card, a full moon in this card, and this is the moon card. So Geminis, I really feel like, you're going to be very impacted by this blue moon in Sagittarius. You have the Sagittarius card and 3 cards depicting the moon. I mean, they can't say it any better. Remembering that we started off life on Earth as a heroic journey, mastering the visible and the invisible, right? And then you go from that to the 5 of Swords, trying to teach you, or you trying to teach somebody to have a different perspective on things. The 10 of Wands, action, passion. The Knight of Wands, the 10 of Wands, you're getting to the end of something, getting ready to close that. Temperance, Sagittarius, balance, adding something, whatever it is that you need to get things balanced. The moon, we already talked about, could be something you dream about, but it's also things that are not seen right now, but they're going to be seen. Maybe this is some enlightenment you have about this emotional baggage you've been carrying that you need to walk away from, right? So, wow, Geminis. All right, now we're going to look at the Council of Horses card that came out for everyone. Mystic Horse. Unfold your own myth. Mythogenesis, symbiosis, modern archetypes. History need not define you. That emotional walking away, right? Humanity need not define you. If somebody is putting you down or you don't want to go along with the social norms, don't. I appear when it is time for you to travel deep inside your humanity to help you release the reverence you hold for order and convention. Yeah. Herein, you begin to make sense of the world in a different way, beyond the boundaries of upbringing and education. Wow. I'm telling you, this disclosure stuff is big. Myth is a way of talking about the ineffable and begins to reveal the coded language of your soul. Whoops, I went too far. Sorry, guys. Oh my goodness gracious. That's so weird. I turned like 4 pages when I thought I was only turning 1. Sorry. Only human. I will help you find the compelling narratives that define the qualities of who you are, Geminis. Connect to the definitions of self you bring to the world, then push out beyond the edge of those stories to become the author of your personal myth. Where are you conforming to conformity? How are you defined by the myths you tell about yourself or the ones that are told about you? In other words, you want to get to your truth, to your soul, to your purpose, right? You want to be authentic. That's kind of the message there. Wow, Geminis. Okay. Well, that's what I have for you for this upcoming week. June coming in strong. Please be aware and be alert on that full blue moon in Sagittarius on Sunday the 31st. Until next week, peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.